What's up, everybody? Getting started on another project. Always got projects. Today's project is going to be ripping out this shelf in my closet. I've already switched the light bulb out because those yellow lights, it's just this little guy, but it's just a regular bulb. It's yellow, it's ugly, it's not very bright. So I put a nice LED one in that's nice and bright and makes it so you can actually see what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and rip this shelf out. I got a closet organizer I'm putting in place of it. In order to put that all in though, we've also got to paint the walls. So I'm going to paint this wall, that wall that you can't see, and then I got a bunch of stuff over here that I got to move out of the way and clear as well, and paint as well over there. So I'm going to get it all painted. Gonna get the shelf organizer put in. Gonna do a little time lapse so that you're not bored to death watching me painstakingly go through this a little bit at a time. But should be some fun. So let's get to it. Guys, all right, as you can see here, if I can't get you up close and personal, the shelf is out. However, it didn't want to come out without a fight. So let me just kind of share with you what we got going on here. So this is the clips that hold it in. There's also these ones that are for the ends on each side. And as you can see, the piece here that goes into the wall, it spreads so that it holds it to the drywall and keeps it from being loose and makes sure that it can hold lots of weight without pulling the drywall out or without making a hole, right? Here's one of the clips. First of all, the head on this, there's not much to it. I actually took my Dremel to it, trying to get it so that I could get a bite with a screwdriver, and it doesn't want to bite, but even when it does, it doesn't do anything. It just spins. Part of that is because the tip of the screw, zoom in on that, let's go, come on camera, there we go, focus. The tip of that is actually a nail. Let me show you what one of these screws looks like. You've got the nail piece here, and then the thread is very fine. Very minute thread, right? So even though you've put a screwdriver on there, it's not gonna, there's not a lot of bite to try to get it to actually pull that screw out, and it just strips and it doesn't want to come out because A, you can't get a bite on the head, and B, it's just the way it is. It's in the wall. It's designed to hold, and it did its job because it held itself in the wall. It didn't want to come out even when we were trying to get it out. So that, as a project, we'll get the holes filled. Not a big deal. Get the holes filled, get it all ready to go, prepped, ready for paint. We're going to paint the whole wall so that parts that are visible through the closet display, closet organizer, will be painted and nice and not this flat, dry, gross, matte white. So I put the spackle on, I can make it nice and clean. There's no drywall dust or crap that's around those holes, so that I can put the stuff on there clean. And then I'll give it a quick sand again, let the spackle dry, and then sand it, and then we'll paint it, and it'll go pretty quick because it's just gonna go. What's up, everybody? I'm tired. It's been a long day. Wall's painted though. Looks pretty good. Just looks like it's almost white, but it's actually a gray. You can see the contrast right there. Anyways, so putting this closet organizer in that I mentioned, and into an issue. So we've got the studs up there, what are they called? The claws. You got the piece all assembled, but as you can tell, I've got these little screws here and a big bolt right there in the middle. I had to make my own hole because there's only one stud and it's right in the middle because I'm trying to center it along this wall. And so I made my own hole for the lag bolt, so it's going into a stud. And then I used some drywall anchors to do the other two, upper and lower. So yeah. So at the moment, I'm trying to find some washers to go with those screws, so that the screws will actually do something to hold that all in place, so that it'll go up against the drywall anchor that's inside there. So anyways, I'm tired, but I have to get this done because my house is a mess. Got Hot Wheels everywhere. Because they were all in my closet. I've got tons of Hot Wheels. There are some of them right there. I gotta dump in. Yeah. So, note to self. I don't know. Note to self, make sure you got enough time in the day to get the job done. It's like 9 o'clock now. I've been up since like 6. And I still got to get this done so I can get that hung, so I can finish the part where the clothes hanger stuff is. Anyways. I'm tired. Alright guys, talk to you soon. Alright, so we're back. As you can see, shelf is installed, organizer is installed, got the hangers there, it's got a drawer, it's got shoe rack, and I actually put my shelves at the bottom there. I'm actually going to put this middle shelf back in. I've got everything just about done on it. We're just going to finish putting the shelf in. It's pretty simple. Ta-da! It's even got little grooves on the bottom of the shelves so it doesn't slide out of place. Now, some of the reasons why I did it the way I did it, as I mentioned before, I've got the shelves down there at the bottom. The reason why I did that way is because I'm a tall person. I usually have to bend over a lot for standard height countertops, standard height whatever. And usually like a clothes line or whatever they're called, closet hanger setup, it's usually like kind of low for me. So I can take my shirt, I can put it down here. Putting it up there is no big deal either. Not a big deal. Nice and arm reach, and then that way I can stack some stuff over on this side where there's not the extra clothes piece, but then I can also put stuff I'm not going to use for a long time underneath it as opposed to above. It keeps my range of motion area free. So I put it all down there at the bottom. It's all screwed in and anchored to the drywall or anchored to the studs. The claws that actually hold the main assembly to the wall. Not only did I use their lag bolts into the studs, I also used some anchors in some other spots because there was only one stud available right where I wanted to put the piece in. Additionally, I did have to trim the clothes hanger rods because they were too long. They're made to be expandable. I didn't have to use the expanding piece. This closet's not that big, which is one of the reasons why I put this in, is to give me a little bit more space, a little bit more organization. I'm stacking stuff that it's being hung rather than me having to, stretch it all out and waste a lot of space doing so. So this way it gives me space to hang clothes. It also gives me space to stack stuff, organize stuff, put shoes. It gives me a lot more room in this small space to do stuff with. And then I have the rest of the closet for, cool stuff like guns and Hot Wheels, because you gotta always have room for Hot Wheels. So yeah, here it is, finished product. Bought this at Lowe's. Comes in a kit. This bottom section where the shoes go, you can actually put in drawers all the way down. So I can go buy 2 more drawers, which I'm thinking about maybe doing. I definitely prefer drawers over a shoe spot, even though I do have plenty of shoes that would fit in that spot. We'll see what the future holds. But for now, she's a done deal. Walls painted, everything looks good. Time to go find another project. That's not hard to do. All right, guys. Talk next time. Bye.